We're talking, have I?
No.
No, just teasing you is all.
Are you gonna have to? It's okay. You can do that to him.
Huh?
You can do that to him.
Oh yeah, I have this little face that I can do to him online. It's so cool. It freaks him out. He hates it.
I was doing some experimental drugs for Duke University down in North Carolina, and I was stoned one day. And he sends me these eyes peeking over top of the IM screen, and I just...
Well,
Damn!
what's so bad was he asked me how I did it, and I told him, and he tried to do it, and the computer he was on started roaring at him.
I don't know what I did. It roared like a lion.
It was too funny. He's like, what the hell did you do to me? I said, nothing. I told you how to do it, and you did it. He said, the computer is screaming at me. It's roaring at me. I said, I didn't do anything. I just told you how to do it. He's like, oh, don't ever do that to me again. So now every time I do it to him, he calls me nasty names.
So before you think I'm a drug addict or something, it was some experimental drugs for MS.
Okay.
It was too funny. Oh my gosh, it was too funny. Okay.
One of the things we were talking about before we started shooting was Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And just like within popular culture, like do you see certain things in popular culture that?
Oh my gosh, that show has so much in it. It's not even funny.
Like what? Can you like?
Let's see, where Faith and Angel are supposedly gonna kill Buffy in that one episode towards the end of that one season. I can't remember when it was, but they've got her chained up to the wall and they've got all the torture instruments over to the side, and then they're gonna do all this stuff to her. That's one season where we look at each other, and then it's just all over the place. Oh, what's the other one where Angel supposedly goes bad and Fate's on top of him and he says something, little things they say and little shticks that they say are very, very BDSM. It is too hilarious. But the thing that they have going back and forth is where Buffy and Angel are, oh yeah, where Angel's chained up to the wall. It's hilarious. We get so many times that we just look at each other and it's like, oh my God. Josh Whedon has got to be, he has got to have something going on, or one of his writers has got to be into BDSM. It's hilarious.
Do you think other people pick up on that?
Oh yeah.
Well, people that aren't?
No, they just probably think they're kinky. Yeah, not into it, but kinky. Something strange. Yeah, just the whole vampire thing, they've got to be weird.
That's the thing. I mean, obviously that movie, can you, because most of the portrayals I get of anything to do with BDSM always seems to be in a derogatory or negative.
Oh yeah, you get the lady in the spiked heels with all the leather on and she got this whip up here, or you get the guy in the zipped up hood that just looks like this muscle gun guy, or 8mm, or the general's daughter, those movies like that. Yeah, you get the nasty stuff. You don't get the nice stuff. The ones where somebody is rubbing someone down with scented oils and then they flog them and then they put ice on them, which is an amazing sensation. Okay, have a hard day at work. Have a really stressful day at work. Okay? What would you like better than anything but a nice massage, right? You're all tense. You want a nice massage, right? Okay? Come home, get flogged. It's the same thing. Get flogged after a really hard day of work. You're stressed, get flogged. It relaxes the muscles also. It beats those knots out of the muscles. It relaxes you. It's just like going up, and for the person getting the beating, you could go beat a punching bag and not get as much out of it as being flogged, because what it does is it releases endorphins. It releases that. It's just like having hot and heavy sex. You know, you're getting rid of things that are built up inside of you to relax. You know, because when you're done, you are relaxed. I mean, it's a heavy sigh. It's wonderful. It's not going off and doing terrible, terrible things. It's finding ways to fulfill yourself, to fulfill your partner, to fulfill other people. You know, it's not as bad as people seem to think. And you're not corrupting people who don't want to be corrupted. Most of the people in this lifestyle seek it out. You know, people think it's so bad, but people who are in it usually seek it out.
What's your thoughts on when you see stuff like, 8mm or something like that, where there is a negative portrayal?
I think it's someone trying to coerce people to have a bad opinion, to keep people narrow-minded, to not allow people to be open-minded. Because people have a right to be open-minded, and a lot of people don't want them to be.
The flogging aspect, the actual implements themselves. I mean, he was saying, startup cost on this thing is...
It can be. Yeah, it can be really expensive if you want to go for the high-priced ones. Yeah. We have friends who are not millionaires, who are not real rich, who go to Western stores, horse and tackle shop. They buy $4 crops. They buy different types of things that you can start out with if you're not rich. But you have to use your imagination. We've got 2 ping pong paddles. Okay? Take the green stuff off. And got 2 ping pong paddles that you take the green stuff off. They were in the garage. They're old. They work wonderful. You got leather shoelaces. They work good to tie somebody up with. Actually, that's what I used when I was vanilla. There are so many things that you can use that are out there. You go to the hardware store, you pick up chain, that's cheap. Cargo straps, bungee cords. Yeah, quick releases. The quick release is a little metal thing. It has a flap that just goes in. All you gotta do is push it with your thumb, and they're cheap. 30 cents a piece. You could build a really good thing, a toy bag, with cheap stuff. I mean, it's not one you want to go out and show to everyone because, some people might feel that they're going to be judged on it, but you can have something. What?
I want to mention choke chains.
Oh yeah, dog collars, choke chains.
I did that myself.
Yeah, clothespins. Oh my God, clothespins. Take a cheap nylon rope, tie knots in it, and put clothespins on it. Some people like to do a zipper. That's what it's called. You do the clothespins on your arm and all the way down. And what happens is it gets tight, okay, and then you take it off. And that causes this sensation all the way down. That's cheap. What, $3 for 100 clothespins? Oh. Nice. You can not funny.
I thought it was hilarious.
Can you tell I'm expressive with my hands? Sorry, I'm Southern. But know how to shut a Southern woman up? Tie her hands. Yeah. Okay, sorry, I had to put it in there. But you can have a lot of things and it still be cheap. You know, you don't have to have a lot of money. So it's just if you want the really nice things, yeah, a really nice whip with a good name on it is going to cost a lot of money. But you can still go get ones that are not as expensive. So.
You know, what's funny is I'm thinking about all these helpful tips that you're giving out.
Sorry.
Is there like a Martha Stewart magazine?
Somehow I don't think so. I don't. There is where?
A lot of places online, like,
Don't forget what Home Depot's called.
Oh yeah.
Dom Depot.
Yeah, it is. Home Depot's wonderful. Yeah, it really is. Yeah, we went in there one day.
Did we get presents from making a free plug?
we went into Ace Hardware here in Cairo, and one of the ladies waited on us every time. It was so hilarious. We went in there and we got a certain amount of chain, and he held it up to my length of my body. And she's like, looked at him, and looked at me, and she goes, I'm not asking. And she just got it how we wanted it. It was so funny.
You're singing the praises of Home Depot. Why Home Depot?
It's just a joke in the community.
But they have a lot of hardware and a lot of things you can use.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Rope, chains.
Oh yeah.
hooks.
It's wonderful. It is. You know. Yeah. You reinforce your ceiling and put eye hooks in your ceilings. You know, and then you get a little pulley, and then you could raise somebody up in your own bedroom. It's really cool. Yeah. So yeah, it's a lot of cheap ways to do it. It's really fun. You know.
So,
Dollar stores are good too.
Yeah, they are.
to me, it sounds like a mix between like home improvement and creative folk art, I guess.
It is. Yeah, Kinky Bob Vila. It's all your imagination. What the two of you in 3, 4, 5, whoever of you enjoy, and what you can do with your mind. You know, sex
Go to the
is.
junkyard and get a wiper motor. You'd be surprised what you can do with that. I figured out that already because it's got that low torque. It's really cool. It just straps up my.
Did I interrupt yours?
I'm sorry.
I did not interrupt yours.
Does being the master never have to mean that you have to say you're sorry?
Oh no, he does. He does when he needs to. He does. He doesn't like doing it. He doesn't like saying he's wrong. Yeah, that's how. Yeah. He but he does. He does. He's come through in some tough spots. He's human. Doesn't like to admit it, but he's human. I have had health problems since we've been together. Not because of this, but just health problems. When I found out I had to have surgery, the day I found out he had to go somewhere, I got home. I came home to him laying on the bed with this menagerie of stuff laying in front of him. In this menagerie of stuff was this tongue tickler thing, a strap-on, what else, a new collar, and a couple of other things that he had gotten me to let me know that he wasn't giving up on our lifestyle just because I had to have surgery. You know, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Right after we got together, when I turned 33, right after I turned 33, I found out I was going through menopause. Oh my God. You know, and here he thought he was getting a young woman who he wouldn't have to deal with all that with, but a submissive, mind you, going through menopause. You know how women are with emotions and menopause? Yeah, that was not good. Needless to say, I got on the menopause pill really fast for that one. So yeah, he dealt with that pretty well. You know, every time he looked at me wrong, I was crying. So that was yeah, either crying or angry or this or that or the other. That was yeah. But he was really good through that. we had some touchy spots, but yeah.
You deal with a list of rules, but over the time has, we've talked about the need for a constant, the need for, this is the way certain things are. Has there been an evolution within
Mhm.
it? I mean, because people would say, well, that seems, even though you have all this stuff, it seems kind of boring, because, it's just kind of a flat, this happens, if this happens, if this happens, if this happens.
Well, see, the rules are not that precise. It's not like an Excel equation or a macro or something like that. If this, do that. If this, do that. If this, do that. It's like, okay, I have to do this each day. I have to do this each day. I have to do this each day. These things have to happen. I write him an email every single day. Okay? But I also have the choice of doing a journal entry or writing a note. Those are my three choices. I have to communicate with him every single day, even though I live with him. Even though I am here with him every single day, I have to communicate with him in some written form every single day. It's just how it is. There is an evolvement of all of that, as in there was a rule for an ashtray in the bathroom. There's no ashtray in the bathroom. Don't need one. There is a rule for not doing something, but I don't do that anyway, so that rule no longer applies. As life changes, the rules change. So, yeah, there is an involvement. So, yeah.
That's just something I was thinking of.
Yeah. It's not a compromise. It's because he doesn't like that word.
For you, the aspects of living in the area and going to the Ace Hardware where the lady goes, your friends, your family, the people that knew you before you were in this, how you view their relationships. How do you view the relationships that a, quote, normal person has comparative? I mean, do you think that they're missing out on something?
Some of them are, some of them aren't. Some of them, there is no way in heck they could live this kind of life. I think they'd murder each other, honestly. Some of them are living it and don't even realize it. It's different. I try not to judge them. I try not to analyze them too much. I think some of them would be better off with the structure, with some type of organization. But no, I've talked to a few of them about it, but I don't think they could handle it.
Anything I'm leaving out you think is important?
I don't know. I don't think so.
If
What
not,
about how loving and giving I am to you?
Well, you are. You know you are. I don't think I would say these things if you weren't. We have a thing that we do every night. Okay, it'll sound odd, but no matter what our day has been, no matter how angry, no matter how upset, 9 times out of 10 this will always happen. Before we go to sleep, I kiss his forehead and he kisses my shoulder. That is in case something happens in the middle of the night. Something happens to one of us. We don't go to bed or go to sleep angry. Or at least we try not to. A couple of occasions it has happened that it didn't happen. But 9 times out of 10, that will always happen. And it's our way of ending everything okay. We don't leave the house without telling the other one to drive safely. There's never a parting in anger. And it's just how we are. We try to make things as simple as possible, as odd as that may sound.